Llyod, thank you for speaking with ET Now. Let's start with the obvious, the federal investigations into Goldman. Your firm stands accused of misleading investors. How do you think this investigation is going to end? Will it end with a settlement with the SEC?
At this point, we can't be sure. Obviously, it's not a very good thing for us, and we don't like being in a position that we're in where we're at odds with our regulator. But I just want to put it in perspective. We are at odds with a specific transaction involving only two institutional investors on a very, very narrow fact pattern. Obviously, we're in touch and communication with our regulator on a host of issues, and we have a very good relationship with our regulator and an appreciation for our regulator. With respect to this issue, we have a disagreement on certain facts and how the law is applied, and it would be our intention to resolve this as soon as possible.
So are you saying that there might be a settlement that happens?
It's hard to predict because we are involved in a litigation. Now, it's a civil litigation. They've filed a claim. We owe them a response, and so it will have a path. Nothing will happen very, very quickly, but very often these things do get settled.
Now, Llyod, if I'm an outsider, when I look at this particular Abacus deal, it does sound a little bizarre that Goldman would want to sell a product that its client, the one who wanted it to be set up in the first place, knew that it's going to fail. So how would you explain it to people outside who are not into this business?
No, Sri. Nobody knew it was going to fail, and the term failure implies somehow that the product was defective. What this product did was convey risk. To one side, it conveyed a positive risk on housing. Now, understand, housing is a very big market. It's the mortgage market in the U.S. One side was taking a position that correlated positively with housing, and one side was taking a position that correlated negatively with housing, because both were investors in the housing market, one way or the other. In fact, the security did what it was supposed to do. What happened was housing went down precipitously. And so the one that had a positive position to housing lost money. The one that had a negative position to housing made money. In fact, in that transaction, in order to expedite it, we took part of the positive position on housing, and we in fact lost a great deal of money in connection with that transaction. But it was not a failure of the product. What it did was it conveyed a kind of risk, and of course we all know what happened to housing prices in the